Hello everyone and welcome to The Good Old Gamer. So over the past few years, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's a lot of people in comment sections out there going out of their way to defend corporations here. Now, this is something that personally I had never seen before, especially not since I started doing the YouTube channel. I remember me and Jim from Adored TV, we used to talk about this all the time because it never made any sense. You guys hear me talk a lot about how you guys should be looking out for yourselves and let companies worry about themselves and let the chips fall where they may. However, there was a comment on my last video, if you guys didn't see, it's where I was talking about Colorful coming out with a $5,000 graphics card and how this is not unexpected, but is definitely the worst case scenario for the PC gaming market. But still, it's happening. And there was a comment in there that really just hit the nail on the head in a way that I just never saw before. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about here today. Why people are now simping so hard for companies if it doesn't benefit them. But maybe it does. Speaking about not simping for companies, that's why today's video is sponsored by you guys. You guys are the backbone of the Good Old Gamer YouTube channel. By hitting that join button down below or joining on Patreon, there's all sorts of cool stuff that we're doing. Paul and I are now doing a uncensored After Dark podcast exclusive to YouTube memberships and Patreon members. First one will be going up about the same time as this video, and then each week there will be a video, plus all the other perks that we're always talking about. If you can't support directly that way, all you really got to do is smash that like button, subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and share the video on social media. That does even more. But if you're fans of the channel, you guys know I want to keep corporations at arm's length and basically just use them to help make the channel better, but not have them influence it. So thank you all for your support. Well, alrighty guys, let's get into it. This is just gonna be a talking head video. I'm not gonna have articles and links and all sorts of stuff popping up. This is just you and I having a chat about what's going on, especially if you're an older gamer like me. I'm approaching 40, my birthday's coming up in a few months. I'm not turning 40 yet, but it's coming up pretty soon. And, you know, when I started gaming back in the Nintendo days, the NES days, and pretty much have been gaming ever since then, I've seen the whole landscape evolve. It was just a hobby. It was a fun little thing to do. It started off basically just being, you know, a video version of board games, basically. And things have evolved over time. They've gotten more competitive, and gaming has become more of a normal part of life. Everybody does it. Even grandma's on the phone playing Candy Crush, you know, so it's definitely become more prevalent as I've gotten older. But it seems like people are getting more and more fanboyish or fangirlish, just more fever pitched to support companies over their best interests. In a few of the podcasts, and I can't remember if I even said it on this channel, but I told you guys it'd be great if these companies cut their margins down to the bone, even into negative margins. I wish Gigabyte and Asus had to sell stuff at a 20% loss, because that means you and I would get a great value. They would go out of business, but that's fine. Somebody would pick that up. And I got a lot of hell for that. A lot of people are like, no, man, you want these companies to be around. I don't care about these companies, and I don't care about their profits. Neither should you. Then the comment on the last video happened where I was talking about the $5,000 graphics card, and the comment, I didn't save it, and unfortunately I can't find it, but the short version was essentially, I'm glad they're doing this. My Nvidia stock will now hit like $500 or $1,000 or something. And that was it right there. What's different about gamers today than 10, 20, 30 years ago, gamers today are now investors. That's the major difference. Most gamers, especially and really hardcore Nvidia fans, AMD fans, Sony fans, Microsoft fans, whoever, they likely buy stock in the brands that they really like. And that's the major difference, because now they're financially vested in these companies screwing you and me and everybody else over. So a lot of these people don't care about spending $1,200, $2,000, $5,000 on graphics cards or whatever it happens to be, Apple products, whatever, because they're actually seeing the returns on their end. If these products can sell for more money, yes, they have to pay more for the stuff too if they want it. But at the end of the day, their shares go up and up and up, and they recover the money. Now, on the last podcast, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I asked you guys to come up for a name for this, because this is like the Uber Fanboy. This is somebody that is so far beyond just a major fan for a company. This is even beyond a shill. This is somebody that literally wants these companies to take everybody for all they're worth because it's financially beneficial to them. And that's the difference, guys. So if you guys are ever wondering why this is happening, why you're seeing people basically defend these practices, it's because it's in their financial best interest at this point. Now, this leads us to a pretty interesting place if you think about it. Think about like my YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm sponsored by you guys. I'm beholden to you guys. And since you guys are diversified, you know, some of you probably have Intel stock, AMD stock, Nvidia stock, whatever. I can pretty much talk about whatever I want because, well, that's, you know, catering to all of you guys. But a lot of channels, they have to get so niche that they basically have to start defending these companies as well if their fan base mostly sides with one side or the other. We're seeing tribalism in a way that we just never have before, and I honestly don't know any real solution around this. Like I said, I just identified the problem just here recently, but I wanted to reach out to you guys and see what you guys think. Do you think I'm right on this front? I don't have hard evidence, but the more gamers there are in the 30s and 40s and even 50s, you know, peak earning years, a lot of people my age, that's what we do with our excess money, is you find somewhere to put it so it grows, so when you retire, hey, you have more money. And yes, logically it makes sense if you really like Nvidia or AMD or Intel. Intel stock's probably pretty low right now. Might not be a bad time to invest if you're looking for Alder Lake. I'm not a financial advisor, but you know, that's just my personal thought. It's like maybe that's the way you should go. Then you become personally invested in there. Let's say Alder Lake is a flop, but you put 20 grand into it and that stock starts tanking. You're then going to go out and go, no guys, Alder Lake is great. It's totally great. And try to kind of push the market in that direction because you don't want to lose a whole bunch of money. This is very, very different than just disagreeing about things and talking about facts, because money doesn't care about your feelings. It's not just facts that don't care about your feelings. Money talks and BS walks. And we're getting to the point where, like I said, the tribalism is going to get so hard and so harsh. I mean, essentially, you almost have to cater to a very specific niche. I think this is another reason why we're seeing very slanted reviews from certain outlets. And some people really like that. My video where I was talking about Linus having a very bad take on the 3080 Ti, which any objective person would say, yeah, that's a very bad take. There were still a lot of very staunch, not only Nvidia defenders, but Linus defenders. Now, I don't know if anybody's got money in LTT. I don't think that they're a public group, but people get so used to planting those flags, putting money on it. Every time they plant a flag, they kind of treat it that way. And I don't know, guys. I think this is going to polarize things much, much more than we'd ever thought possible before. So if you guys have any ideas, thoughts, I want to hear them in the comment section down below. Do you think I'm right on this, or at least to some degree, do you believe that's the case? You know, the whole money talks, BS walks type of thing. If so, go ahead and smash that like button, share this around. I want to get a lot of people's thoughts and opinions on this, as I think that this is going to be the greatest problem for the gaming industry moving forward. If everybody's trying to screw everybody out of money, the companies are trying to screw you, and the customers are trying to screw the other customers. And the only people that are like, what's going on, are the people that haven't planted the flag, don't literally have their money invested and tied up in that industry. I think full disclosure from reviewers and stuff would be good. I have personally owned no stock in any of these companies. I have traded them before, but I was day trading. So I like own AMD from like noon to 2. So it wasn't like a long-term investment thing. So it never really mattered to me. But right now I have 0 holdings. Maybe that's something that we need to know from, you know, people out there. That's kind of strange. But if a reviewer has money on a specific company, basically they're betting that they'll do well. Of course they're going to pitch their product and push it harder. So I don't know. I think for reviewers that might be good, but the average person also shilling for companies, I don't see it slowing down. As I said before, I want to hear your thoughts on the situation. I think it's interesting conversation that needs to be had in the industry. And yeah, personally, I just don't see this being good for anyone long term. If every company out there is being backed by their supporters, you're just going to see that, fan base stay. You're going to see AMD have that 20% market share forever. Nvidia is going to have the 80% share forever. Intel might catch a little slice, maybe. We'll see. Alrighty, guys, that's enough rambling for me. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for listening to me on this one. Interested to hear your thoughts. That's all I have for you guys here today, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.